Hey, and welcome back to Balanced, the podcast where we balance your books, your business, and your life. I'm Stephanie, the owner of Starlight Bookkeeping, and I'm here to give you the real talk that no one wants to say out loud. So look, I know what you're doing. You're out here grinding, consuming all the content. Alex Hormozy, Jenna Kutcher, Amy Porterfield, Gary Vee, you name it. Probably listening to them on 1.5 times speed while you meal prep or pretend to do admin work. And honestly, same. I love these people. They're brilliant. They've built empires and they're dropping absolute gold for us entrepreneurs trying to make it happen. But here's the thing that's been driving me absolutely insane lately, and I need to vent about it because I know I'm not the only one who noticed this. There is a massive gaping hole in all of this incredible advice. And it's not their fault, but it is a problem for you if you're not aware of it. All these business gurus are operating under one giant assumption, an assumption so foundational that they don't even mention it. It's like they're giving you a recipe for a gourmet meal, but assuming you already know how to turn on the stove. And that assumption is that you have your bookkeeping handled, that you're tracking your numbers, that you actually know what your margins are, what your ROI is, where your cash is flowing. Let me tell you the exact moment this clicked for me. I was listening to Alex Hormozy because, of course, I was. And he's talking to this business owner who's struggling with employee retention. It seems totally unrelated to the numbers, right? Like we're talking about people problems, not money problems. But before Alex could even begin to help this guy, he started firing off questions. What are your margins? What's your customer acquisition cost? What's your ROI on your marketing spend? What's your revenue per employee? And here's what hit me like a ton of bricks. He didn't simply ask, hey, do you have a bookkeeper? Are you tracking your finances? Is your bookkeeping up to date? He just assumed it was handled. He asked questions that required this business owner to have clean, organized, accessible financial data. Because without that foundational piece, there was literally no advice that Alex could give. Zero. The conversation couldn't have even happened. And this is where I need you to get really honest with yourself right now. When Gary Vee tells you to double down on what's working and cut what's not, how do you know what's working if you can't see your profit margins by service or by product? When Jenna Kutcher tells you to focus on your most profitable offers, do you actually know which offers are most profitable? Or are you just guessing based on which one feels the busiest? When Amy Porterfield talks about ROI on your course launch, can you actually calculate that? Do you know how much you spent on ads, softwares, contractors, and how that stacks up against revenue after the refunds? Here's the unsexy, unglamorous, uninstagrammable truth that no one wants to hear. All that incredible business advice that you're consuming, it's useless without bookkeeping. I'm sorry, but it's true. You can have the best marketing strategy in the world, but if you can't track whether it's actually making you money, then you're just gambling. You can hustle 80 hours a week, but if you don't know which of those hours are generating profit, then you're just busy, not necessarily profitable. Bookkeeping is so foundational to running a business that it doesn't even get mentioned in the advice anymore. It's assumed. It's the prerequisite. It's the thing you're supposed to have handled before you even get to ask the big strategic questions. And look, I get it. Bookkeeping isn't sexy. Nobody's posting their QuickBooks dashboard on their Instagram stories with a hustling on my reconciliations today caption. There's no dopamine hit from categorizing transactions. It's not the fun part of entrepreneurship. But you know what's even less fun is making business decisions blindly. Scaling a business that's bleeding money, working your ass off and having nothing to show for it because you have no idea where your money is actually going. You know what's really not fun is being 3 years into your business and realizing that you can't answer basic questions about your profitability. Or worse, getting that excited call from a potential investor or a buyer and having to say, let me get back to you on those numbers. So here's what I want you to understand. Every successful entrepreneur you admire has this handled. Every single one of them. They might not talk about it because it's boring. They might not post about it much because it's not aspirational. But behind every 7-figure launch, every successful pivot, every smart business decision, there are clean books and someone who knows exactly what the numbers are saying. The difference between entrepreneurs who make it and entrepreneurs who don't isn't always the best idea, the best marketing, or even the best work ethic. A lot of the time, it's simply knowing your numbers and making decisions based on data instead of feelings. So here's what we're doing today, right now. Not tomorrow, not next quarter during your admin week, today. Action item number 1. If you don't have an accounting software yet, sign up for QuickBooks Online today. Like, pause this podcast and do it right now. It will take you 15 minutes max. They have a free trial. There's no excuses. Action item number 2, gather your bank statements and credit card statements from the last time that your books were reconciled. And if that means since the start of your business journey because you've never actually filed your taxes, so be it. Grab all of them. Business and any personal cards that you've used for business, put them all in one folder, digital or physical. I don't care, just get them in one place. Action item number 3, block out 2 hours this week. Actually put it in your calendar right now to either start categorizing those transactions yourself, start learning QuickBooks, or to reach out to a bookkeeper. And look, shameless plug, but this is literally what we do here at Starlight Bookkeeping. We take this off your plate so that you can actually implement all that sexy business advice that you're consuming. We even have a Starlight DIY club to support you if you're learning this stuff yourself. Because here's the thing, you didn't start your business to be mediocre. You didn't quit your 9-to-5, risk your savings, lose sleep, and hustle this hard to just wing it financially. You're listening to the top business minds for a reason, because you want to be great, you want to scale, you want to build something that lasts. But all of that advice, it's built on a foundation of knowing your numbers. And if that foundation is cracked, everything else crumbles. So yeah, bookkeeping might not be the most exciting part of entrepreneurship, but it's the difference between playing business and actually running one. All right, so that's it for today's short episode of Balance. If this resonated with you, or if I just called you out in the best way, do me a favor and share this episode with a business owner friend who maybe needs to hear this as well. Screenshot it, throw it on your stories, send them the link. Let's normalize talking about the unsexy stuff that actually matters. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, come hang out with me. I'm at _StephBlade_, where it's all things entrepreneur life, valuable insights, tips, tricks, and of course, all the messy middle as I navigate entrepreneurship myself. Subscribe to Balance wherever you're listening, because next week we're diving into another topic that'll make you rethink how you're running your business. Until then, keep balancing your books, your business, and your life. I'll catch you next week.